Do you know how sometimes you're holding a secret and you really don't even know it's that big of a deal? Maybe it's something that you do every day in your business or a tool that you use or a special framework that you use. And to you, it's really not that big of a deal. And in fact, you probably assume that everybody else uses that tool or knows how to use that framework. I experienced this recently. I was speaking at an event, and after the event, they had a Q&A session. And somebody asked me a question about content creation, and I was talking about the value of repurposing content. So with my team, I record this podcast episode, this video, if you will, and my team turns it into multiple pieces of content. They edit it for YouTube. They put it into clips for Reels, for LinkedIn posts. They turn it into quotes and take the transcript and then put that in and turn that into an article, and then that gets put into a newsletter, right? One piece of content that lives on in 1,000 different ways. When I shared how we do that and how we make it easy, everybody started taking furious notes, and it ended up being the thing that people asked me about the most after the session. Now I'm sitting here thinking, wow, I've shared all this wisdom with you, and all you care about is this tool. But what I realized is that not everybody knows about this, and it will be an absolute game changer in your business. So when I recently got the news that not only this tool that we use, but the tool that I use to record podcasts, that they've actually merged into one company, I just knew I had to share this with you. Okay, so imagine being able to record a video or a podcast episode and then immediately having the transcript of that and being able to edit it and clip it and turn it into a reel or adjust the audio with just a click of the button. It sounds like something almost any tool can do, but the unique features of this tool are what really make it shine. Now, if you're anything like me, you really know nothing about video editing. You know nothing about audio editing. I have an amazing team member who edits my videos, and I have an amazing audio editor. But at first, it was just me. How did I do it? How did I clip the content and not spend all day doing that? Well, I used this little tool, and the tool is called Descript. If you want to check it out, you can get a free account. Just go to getdescript.com. It's DESCRIPT, getdescript.com. But let me tell you about it. So in Descript, it was originally created to be a video or an audio editor. And the unique selling point about Descript was that it would immediately transcribe it for you. So maybe you're paying to get your videos transcribed so that you can put them on your blog or whatever that might be. Well, with Descript, you don't have to do that. All you have to do is upload the piece of media and it will transcribe it. But here's where it gets really good. You can actually use the transcription to edit your video. So you don't have to do all the clicking and dragging and zooming in and trying to figure out where to cut, where to crop, and what to do. With Descript, you remove a word and the video and the audio file gets edited. That word gets removed. Let's say that you have a long pause. Maybe there's like a 2-second awkward pause that you want to get rid of. Well, you can just click a button in Descript and tell Descript to make all of those long pauses, let's say 0.5 seconds or 0.8 seconds is what we like to do as a team. And all of your pauses are gone. If you're somebody like me and you use the words like and a lot, you don't hear a lot of that because it gets edited out, but I say those things quite a bit. But if you're somebody like me and you use a lot of filler words naturally because you talk before you think, which is what I do, I'm speaking well before I'm thinking about what I'm going to say, then this will automatically edit it out. It will edit out all of those filler words with just a click of a button. Sounds amazing, right? That's really great. It just cleans up your audio and your video content for you. Super cool. But it gets even better. So let's say you want to take a 20-minute or 10-minute or 40-minute podcast episode or video, and you want to clip that into, let's say, an audiogram where you have an image, there's audio with the image, and you can see the kind of moving lines that let you know there's some audio happening here, but it's not exactly a video. Well, Descript has the ability to create those audiograms. Let's say you want to create a reel and you need it to be in that vertical format, or you want to do something in a square format, but you filmed it in a traditional horizontal format. I know I'm not using like the right words like landscape and stuff, but whatever, you get what I'm saying. You need something to be a different size. You can easily resize it in Descript. And the cool part about that is that you can actually create templates. So if you ever go to my Instagram at Shana Speaks, Shana with one N on Instagram, you'll see that we have lots of video content that has the captions that go over it. And those captions light up whenever I say the word. Everybody thinks, oh my gosh, how do you do that? I'd have to pay so much money to have somebody do that. It's literally a tool in Descript. It is a captioning tool. You can choose your font, you can choose your colors, you can choose are the words going to light up or not. And the best part is that you can create templates and then use that every single time you want to create a clip. So my team has templates for every podcast episode. They have a square template, they have a vertical template, they have certain captions. I don't know what all they have because they built out a whole menagerie of things now. But you can have templates so that all you have to do is create that once and say, here's how I want my captions to look, or here's how I want my framing to look, or I want this logo on every single reel or every single video. And it's all there and you can leverage it every single time. But how do you actually create the reel? You want to go from something 20 minutes to something that's maybe 30 seconds or a minute. They make it super easy. All you have to do is highlight the text in the transcription. So you're reading the transcript, you're like, oh man, that sounds really good. I highlight that text and then I just click create new composition and it creates a whole new file with just that highlighted portion. How fun. Okay, I'm such a nerd about these sorts of things, but you can also do screen recording with Descript. So if you want to record your screen, you want to be able to edit that real quick, you want to use your webcam while you're recording your screen, Descript allows you to do that. But definitely my favorite is the simple editing and the clip creation. They also have some advanced tools that my team and I don't really use, but if you needed to use them, you could. They've got this AI incorporated tool where, let's say, you say the word 2022 for the year and you meant to say 2023. Well, in Descript, you can actually teach it your voice and then you can change the text in the transcription from 2022 to 2023. And it won't just change in the transcription, you can actually get it to change the audio to say 2023. Now, it's not going to change your video up. I'm sure at some point it will because there are video AI tools that can do that, but it will definitely change the audio for the podcast recording. And then you can also, once you're done, you can publish everything immediately from Descript. So if you want to put it out to YouTube, all you have to do is click a button. It will give you all of your settings and you can immediately publish it to YouTube. Now, my team just saves it to a Google Drive because then we have all these sorts of things that we do with it. And I like having a copy on Google Drive. But I want you to know about this because I see people talking all the time about these Instagram Reels in particularly and how much work that must be to create all of that content. And yes, I get it. I understand the social media gurus of the world who are listening to this right now. If that's you, you're going, well, Shana, you shouldn't just clip like that. There's certain content that's better for Instagram that's going to improve your growth there versus what you do on LinkedIn. And I get it, y'all. I totally get that I would grow more on Instagram if I created Reels specifically for Instagram. I get that, but that's not my highest ROI, my highest return on my time, my investment of my time. But what is producing one long form piece of content, which is what I'm filming right now, and then giving that to my team and letting them turn it into as many pieces of content as they want. And my rule for my team is this: if I have said it, you can share it. So what that means is they're not going out and creating carousel posts or image posts, graphics, quotes, things that I haven't actually said. They're not making anything up. They're leveraging everything I've already said through video clips in Descript, through transcripts in Descript, and turning that into content. Now, we use canva.com for all of our images and graphics, and there's 1,000 different things that you can do with Canva. But what Canva you can't really do well is the video editing and the audio editing. And that's where I really recommend that you check out and use Descript, turn your team onto it, send them this episode, because it is such a game changer when you can produce one piece of content and you can get it quickly edited. And it's possible that right now you're paying a lot of money to have somebody edit reels for you from your content. And really, somebody on your team can do it really quickly. And my assistant is pretty fabulous, but Descript makes it really easy to do. Now, the other thing that is really cool about Descript is that they just merged with Squadcast. Squadcast is what I've been using to record my podcast. It saves a version in the cloud. It also records right from my computer. I don't know how it all works, but it makes sure that we don't have all the mess ups and screw ups and low quality and stuff that can come from recording in Zoom. I had a lot of issues with Zoom. And so I tried a few different podcast platforms, and Squadcast is the one that I ended up landing on, especially if you're having interview guests in your podcast, more than one interview guest you can even do on Squadcast. It's a great way to get really high filming quality. Now, Squadcast and Descript have merged. So when you film in Squadcast, you can immediately send it to Descript for editing. So you don't have to download something from Squadcast and then upload it to Descript. The combination of the two is even more amazing because now you can record right in Squadcast and send it right over to Descript to edit. Why am I sharing this with you? I'm sharing this with you because I think so much of us are caught up in the day-to-day admin work in our business. We are thinking about big picture strategy and forgetting that a lot of our time in our week is going towards tasks like creating more reels or figuring out how to edit reels, or we're producing a lot of content that is sitting on a shelf and it's not getting the eyeballs that it deserves. Okay. And here's what I want for you. I want you to be able to produce one quality piece of content every single week and then hand it off to somebody on your team, or do it yourself if you don't have the revenue yet to have a virtual assistant or somebody support you, but hand it off to somebody else when you can in order to turn that into lots of pieces of content. So you can take one video, you can post it on YouTube, you can create multiple reels for Instagram, you can post those reels to TikTok if you want. I don't do TikTok, but maybe you do. You can take video clips and post them on LinkedIn. You can post them on Twitter, Threads. If you're still using Threads, I don't think many people are, but some people are. They must be. You could post it on Threads. You can take the transcript. You could upload it into ChatGPT to put into a article format that you can then put your own words to, if you will. You post that as a blog on your website. You could also write that in newsletter format and send that out as a newsletter. And if you'll notice, my team does all of this. We do all of this. And we don't have a very big team. Really, we don't have a big team making all of this happen. What they also do is they take those captions. Let's say we have a reel and it's a 30-second reel. Well, there's a few nuggets of content in there. They're going to take those nuggets of content. They're going to turn it into carousel graphics, which are those like multi-graphic posts in Instagram that have a little bit of information on each piece. They're going to take that, they're going to build that out in Canva using the transcript that they get from Descript. And they're also going to create quote graphics or anything else that they want to create, as long as it's something that I've said, right? So my encouragement to you is that whether you use Descript or not, I don't really care, right? But what I want you to do is think about how can you create more with less? How can you create one piece of content every week that is going to create hundreds of touch points with your perfect community member audience? How can you do that? Well, this is one tool that can make it a whole lot easier for you. And apparently, not everybody knows about it like I thought they did. Apparently, this is like a top secret tool that when I share it with people, their mind is absolutely blown. I share it with a lot of teams that I work with, and they're all like, whoa, wait a second here. So I want you to go to getdescript.com. That's GETDE script, SCRIPT.com. You can get a free trial from Descript. It's an affiliate link. I might earn a couple of dollars if you end up getting the paid version, but you can do a lot with the free version. We use the free version for a very long time. And now when you get Descript, you can add on Squadcast if you want. And I don't have to pay for Squadcast anymore. It's even more affordable because now it's all rolled into the Descript Pro account, which is what I use. And it's really not that much. It's $30 a month for a Pro account, which allows you to do all of this stuff and includes Squadcast recording. But the lesson here is how can you take one piece of content, record it very quickly so that you don't have to do a whole bunch of setup, because a lot of times the setup is what keeps you from recording, but you can literally click a button, go in your little recording room. You can say what you want to say. You can click another button and that sends it to your team, who then go into Descript. Everything is transcribed. They're able to edit the transcription, edit the video, clip the video, post the video, do whatever they want using Descript. So I know this isn't typically what I talk about in my episodes. Typically I have like lessons and takeaways and all of that kind of stuff, but I really want you to know about this tool if you don't know about it, because it is such a time saver. And that is the business that we are in. I talk about this a lot. We use AI and we use systems and processes to automate as much as we can, to save as much time as we can, because the more time we save on these back of the house, if you will, from my restaurant days, back of the house work, like the not customer facing work, the more time we save on that, then the more time that we have to serve our customers, the more time that we have to show up fully for our community. And that's really what I want for you. That's why I believe in automation. I believe in systems and processes, is because when we do those things well, that's when you come to me and you say, now I have time. Now I can do all those other things that you were talking about. Now I can do concierge calls. Now I can show up in my community the way I want to show up, because I actually have the capacity to do so. So that's my tip of the day. Go to getdscript.com, start your free trial, turn your team onto it if you have a team, and get to playing around.